the faith that we have, the allegiance that we have to the Lord Jesus Christ and Him alone is not just for us to enjoy, but it is for us to pass on from generation to generation. And if you're a person in authority, if you're a parent, if you're an aunt or an uncle, if you are a teacher, if you are an adult who has some kind of influence over anyone else, the call, the mandate is given to us this morning that we must be people who take the gospel of Jesus Christ from generation to generation. What does Joshua do when he called the people? First of all, he told them, you have seen with your own eyes all that the Lord has done. If you look from verse 3 onwards, he says, you have seen all that the Lord your God has done to all these nations because of you. He's telling the people, you have seen how God made the surrounding nations as nothing before you, and He fought on your behalf. The Lord who has fought for you. Verse 4, see, I have divided to you by lot these nations that remain to be an inheritance for your tribes from the Jordan with all the nations that I have cut off, even as far as the great sea westward. And the Lord your God will expel them from before you and drive them out of your sight. So you shall possess their land as the Lord your God promised you. He talks about not just what the Lord has done, but he also talks about strengthening and building up these people so that they will continue to drive out the rest of the nation. See, there were still some unconquered areas at the time of Joshua's death, at the time of his speaking. And so he speaks and he implores the people of Israel that they must stay close to the Lord so that the Lord will be the one who fights for them, that the Lord will give them victory in all those areas. And more than the conquest of the land, what is on Joshua's heart, which you see, not just in chapter 23, but even in chapter 24, is that the Israelites must have that allegiance to God, and that allegiance must go from generation to generation. And that is the same mandate that is given to us today, that our faith in the Lord must go from generation to generation. How many of you agree with me? And when I share this with you, I want to tell you, it's not because it's not like some tradition that we are passing on so that we can tell others, our families have always been Christian, so our children also must be Christian. No, that is religion. We are not interested in religion. But we have that relationship with the living God. And the reason why our faith must go down from generation to generation is for the simple reason that Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes to the Father but by me. So we pass down our faith, not because it's a tradition, not because it's something good, but because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And there is no other way to heaven except through Him.